What's up, guys? I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor Show, and Atlas. Go ahead and check out their companies in the description to this video. They do awesome work, so thank you guys again for sponsoring. So for today, Omaha back in the risk for large hail, and it looks like the same possibly tomorrow. Omaha, Des Moines, and La Crosse, spoiler alert, are kind of stealing the show for the next couple of days, but we also have an East Coast risk to talk about, so we'll go with that. And then back to the northern plains, or I guess northern Mississippi Valley tomorrow. I'm not really sure. Wisconsin and Minnesota, I guess, are upper Mississippi valleys. So got some more hail and wind risks for you guys up there into tomorrow. And then we're talking about the dang heat dome, when we're going to get rid of that, as well as keeping an eye on the tropics. You know, nothing crazy expected yet, but, you know, hurricane season's in full swing right now, so going to take a peek at that. But before we get to all of our weather, going into our upcoming events first, the first one of those is going to be the TAMCO 50th anniversary event at 5300 East 43rd Ave. This is in Denver on June 23rd, so come on out to Denver to see us if you guys are in the Colorado area already. Or if you guys are in, I believe this is Grapevine, Texas. Yes, Grapevine, Texas. Come out and see us June 23rd as well. So we're going to have, you know, multiple people at multiple events. Come out and say hello to us in Grapevine, Texas at the Lunch and Learn event. So, you know, 2 chances to come out and say hello to your Hail Trace crew and go and see those awesome events. So get registered for those. Then yesterday, I'm sure this is no secret to anybody, we had some crazy weather across the northern plains, as well as quite a bit through Wisconsin and then all the way down into the Ohio Valley. So jumping first into the northern plains, wind was pretty prevalent here up through South Dakota and all the way into North Dakota, Minnesota, and finally into Canada this morning. Had a pretty good wind swath making its way through there, as well as some severe hail, so you know that's not to go unnoticed. But then down into the Ohio Valley, that's where the most significant weather happened. It was a very active night. Storm started out near Milwaukee. We had live coverage for that. Moved into the Great Lakes area, and then another one popped up over Chicago, produced some tornado warnings, and produced some gusty winds as well through the Chicagoland area. And it didn't stop there. It kept running into the Ohio Valley, and you know, Cincinnati got wind, Columbus area got wind, and it kept tracking all the way down into Virginia with that. So tons of wind reports came in from yesterday. A very busy wind day for us yesterday. So for today, sorry, not a lot going on here through the Central Plains, but then once we get up into the Northern Plains and down into the East Coast, that's where we have our first couple of risks for the next couple of days here. So for Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska, we got that clearing going on. You guys know what that means by now. We've got all that time for that heat and humidity to continue to build throughout the day, bringing up those Cape values and, you know, potentially producing storm coverage once a cold front shifts through. We'll actually see that cold front here in a second. But down into the East Coast here through South Carolina and Georgia, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. This is for 65-mile-an-hour winds, and you know, it's lighting up like a Christmas tree through here with severe warnings this morning. That has been ongoing since 6 a.m. Plenty of activity through the East Coast, as well as, you know, that one wind storm that went up into Canada this morning. So things are continuing from yesterday into today. So here's our cold front here on our current temperatures map. I mean, it's pretty stark there through the Central Plains. 90 degrees in Minneapolis, 89 in Kansas City, cooling all the way down to 71 degrees in Denver. So most of the country's jealous of anybody that's west of Nebraska with that cool and dry air, but it's hot and humid through most of the east. Most of us sitting in the upper 80s and 90s, and it's only noon, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. along the East Coast here. So we've still got plenty of time to heat up as the day moves forward. But as this cold front tracks into Minnesota and through Iowa, you know, that heat and that humidity is helping us spark some storms along that into later this afternoon. So there's those dew points we were talking about. The deep greens is anywhere where it's going to feel really uncomfortable outside. So 71 degrees in St. Louis, 73 in Chicago, and that's after those storms went through. Usually, you know, that cold front can clear out some of that humidity, but not today. 73 degrees in Chicago, 68 in Minneapolis ahead of that frontal system that's about to pass through. So hopefully that should provide you guys a little bit of relief on the bright side. You know, those storms passing through hopefully should make those temperatures feel a little bit better into tomorrow. But for our Cape, you know, plenty of it with all of those conditions through the area. So where we get those deep reds and oranges, that's where, you know, we have the most instability, and the atmosphere wants to drive everything vertically up into the air, and that helps us produce hail. So through Omaha, through Des Moines, through La Crosse, we've got plenty of CAPE values by the time storms initiate or start up at around 8 p.m. Then they blow up into a line and use up all of that CAPE as they track eastward, but again, plenty to get them started into later this evening. So here's what that looks like here on our future radar. So there you go, at 8 p.m. storms starting up just to the south of Omaha in the Lincoln area, and then quickly blowing up into that band, tracking just, it looks like just to the northwest of Des Moines by around 11:30, but cells getting ready to move into Omaha once again at around the same time, 11:30 there. Then as they continue, starting to look a little bit more intense as, you know, clusters of thunderstorms making a run at Sioux Falls at around 4 in the morning, and then continuing off into the northeast to the La Crosse area by 7 a.m. And then we've got another round coming for you guys tomorrow, morning to afternoon. So it's going to be busy, long days here for you guys in the upper Midwest. Long days for us here at Hail Trace, mapping these storms for you guys. So here's what the East Coast is going to look like. So in the next few hours, we're just going to mostly see this system, and that's the remnants of our wind from last night. We're mostly going to see that continue to track southeastward. But by around 3 p.m., we've got some signals of little thunderstorms starting to pop up through Georgia. Not looking as intense as, you know, they did yesterday, but any of these could still be hailers since we do have, again, quite a bit of humidity, quite a bit of heat, and some large updraft potential through this area in Georgia. So that's 7 p.m., starting to make a run at Macon and starting to make a run at Atlanta by that time. But things are going to be pretty scattered through the area overall. So hail chances for sure, but again, they're going to be pretty scattered through the Georgia and then far eastern Alabama areas into tonight. So then, here's what our hail forecast looks for you guys for today. For Storm Pietro, I don't know what John said. Pietro is what I'm going to go with, but quarters to $half through the northern plains and the northern Mississippi Valley, as well as quarters to $half possible anywhere through the East Coast. Could definitely get some ping pong to golf balls along the East Coast, but again, it's too scattered to really put out a specific polygon for that. So starting out in the Mississippi Valley risk here, anywhere from North Platte to Minneapolis to Green Bay could see hail tonight. The best chances for seeing severe hail are going to be through Omaha and maybe Des Moines. Those storms look like they're going to skirt just to the east or to the northwest where we have that red swath, and that's where we could get hail upwards of tennis ball size. But again, through Omaha and through Des Moines, that's where it looks like they're consistently tracking through that area. So anywhere, if you guys are in any of the suburbs near either of those areas, you guys are likely to see severe hail into tonight. Then down into the East Coast, anywhere from DC now into Savannah, could see some severe hail as well. And again, ping pong to golf balls are not impossible, especially down here near anywhere from Savannah out into, I believe this is Montgomery. Anywhere in that corridor could potentially see up to golf balls in size, but it's going to be very scattered through there. So again, hail chances for any of these cities named here. And then into wind, it's going to look fairly similar for us through the region. Omaha and Des Moines, once again, you guys are going to be the best chance of seeing storms into tonight. But once again, anywhere from Green Bay to Minneapolis, Sioux Falls to North Platte, you guys could get some gusty winds as well if those storms can shift up to the northwest upon, you know, their initiation, their startup point, and then tracking down. But looks like things are going to pretty much start up and ramp over Omaha and Des Moines. Then down into the East Coast, similar to what we saw for hail, low-end chances anywhere along, you know, Georgia all the way up into Virginia, with some of those scattered storms developing through the area. Then for tomorrow, so we had that storm system that's, you know, kind of lingering through tonight. It's going to continue into tomorrow. Here we are by 11 a.m. Minneapolis could be getting hit with probably some smaller hail. Could be in the severe limits for sure, but, you know, nothing crazy huge yet because we haven't had that daytime heating yet. But storms over Minneapolis nonetheless by 11 a.m. Then those are going to continue to track up to the northeast, and you start to see those almost supercells moving through the La Crosse area by 3:30 p.m. Now we could start to see some larger hail, again, because we've had that time to build back that instability. So 3:30 p.m. things are getting rolling. Now it's going to start to develop that band all the way down to the south and west, and we'll see storms starting to pop up through the Kansas City area even. But again, the best hail chances are going to be where things are really looking intense here on our future radar by around 6:30, just to the west of Green Bay, Wisconsin. They're going to continue through the city by 9 p.m. Green Bay potentially getting hail and wind. Now Davenport as well, and anywhere in northern Missouri could be seeing severe hail as well with any of those scattered storms. Going to continue off to the east, and then as nightfall and that cool nighttime, or I guess nighttime cooling happens, you'll start to see those storms fizzle out. Then along the east as well, so it's kind of deja vu from today. We're seeing storms start to develop through Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina by 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, so ending your all's workday if you're in any of those states there. We could get some isolated hailers out of that as well as some gusty winds. And then things are going to start to try to creep westward into Alabama here, so Montgomery, again, you guys could be getting some severe hail, as well as all the way up into Pennsylvania and New York, getting a couple isolated hailers possible after dark. Then that's going to continue off to the west in the southern part, northern parts continuing off to the east. We got that circulation there, and we'll start to see more storm coverage from New York to Washington, D.C. area by 7 a.m., but the severe potential should be more limited by that time. So here's what tomorrow's going to look like in terms of hail size for you guys and potential. So anywhere from Wichita, Kansas, all the way up into Green Bay, Wisconsin, and even I think it's Gaylord, Michigan here, could see up to $1 to $2 from that hail that's going to continue to track eastward. But the best chance for large hail is where we're seeing those isolated supercells develop around the mid-afternoon on the tail end of that storm system. So through Des Moines, really through La Crosse, Wisconsin, that's where we could see the largest hail, again, upwards of tennis ball size for you guys. So moderate chances to see hail in Minneapolis, in Des Moines, and in Green Bay tomorrow. Lower end chances for Kansas City and Wichita, since you're on the tail end of that, but still non-zero that you could see severe hail. Then into New York, all the way down into Alabama and Georgia, $1 to $2 possible with those scattered storms that are developing. Looking like storm mode's going to keep things more around $1 to $2 for the area than it would be today. We could see a couple larger hailstones today, but right now looking like we're going to get a lot of clusters, keeping us closer to quarters for anywhere from Pittsburgh down into Atlanta tomorrow. Then wind-wise, going to be another windy day for you guys up in Minnesota and Wisconsin. You guys have been getting hit over and over this year. Hopefully you like storms, because you're going to get more tomorrow. Moderate chances again for gusty winds accompanying that hail through Minneapolis, through Green Bay, and through Davenport, Iowa, as well as Des Moines. You guys are on the far southern end of the moderate chances to see gusty winds into tomorrow. Then Kansas City and Omaha, low end chance for you guys as well. Then shifting back off to the east, anywhere from New York to Atlanta to Birmingham, low-end chances for you guys again to see some gusty winds with those scattered storms moving through. Then a lot of folks have asked, when's the heat going away? And we're hoping soon, but our future jet stream is not looking too promising that in the near future it's going to get out of the way. So here's our heat dome here. It's this ridging pattern that's pulling all of that hot, humid air up into the southeast as well as the south central plains. Lots of us hitting triple digits, and the feels like temperature outside is even worse than the actual temperature outside thanks to this heat dome. And what's happening is it's a really strong ridge, and it's forcing all of these low pressure systems to bounce up and over it. So here we are by Wednesday afternoon. This low pressure system is trying to scoot it out of the way, but it just can't, so it's just moving up and over, and that's why our risks are limited to the northern states right now, as well as the east coast on the other side of this. So there it goes, and then by Thursday afternoon, it's on the north side, and we start to see, unfortunately, this heat spreading farther west into, the desert southwest area as well as the central plains, so potential to get hotter over the next few days as well as more humid. Then as it goes, we'll see this low pressure system finally, get to spread off to the east. our heat dome moving all the way up into the central plains here where it's hot and muggy by Saturday afternoon. But then this low pressure system is the one that could possibly provide us some relief. So if you guys like hail and if you like cooler temperatures, cross your fingers that this low overpowers this high pressure system, because this is where our cool and stormy air is going to be setting up. Now, if you guys are along the Front Range, take note of this system, because here we are by 6 a.m. on Sunday. You know, this low pressure system's starting to creep off to the east. We've got all this heat and instability that's had plenty of time to build up through the central plains, and if this low can stay far enough, digging far enough to the south, we could get storm potential along the Front Range for this weekend as well as the southern plains. But we have to see how that low pressure system plays out. You know, so again, cross your fingers that this low pressure stays far enough to the south and stays strong enough to bring us those storms back, relieve us from the heat, and bring us, again, maybe some storms to the Front Range. So, last but not least, if you guys are hurricane enthusiasts or interested in the tropics, we're in full swing of hurricane season, and you know, we do have a disturbance out right now. It's headed towards the Yucatan Peninsula, 20% chance of formation over the next 2 days, 40% over the next 5. So not looking crazy like it's gonna form a crazy storm or anything anytime soon. However, again, just a reminder to keep your eyes on the tropics, as we do have hurricane season picking up as well. So, got all risks to talk about today. I think we covered most of everything. So if you guys want to follow us, you can get us at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and follow us on TikTok to hear multiple forecast discussions as well as our storm chasing videos. Then if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can get us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details on who we are and what we do. And we'll keep you updated and advised as always. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.